A couple of exorcists are arguing on the road, and Guo makes fun of them, thinking the city is getting worse because of people like them. A biker rides past him and he makes a comment, but then the biker comes back and Guo gets scared. He hides behind Wang but finds out the biker is just chatting with someone new. Chen comes to school acting strange, especially since he's not wearing a uniform. Guo asks him to calm down because it's not good for the school. But Chen says it's because he's part of the exorcist team now. Wang asks Chen to look up, and suddenly the instructor Pan appears and scolds Chen for acting strange, even though he has good grades. Then Sun comes by to see what's happening. The friends try to solve Chen's problems, but can't ask his dad for help, so they decide to set a trap for the exorcists. They use Sun and her good looks to tempt the exorcists to reveal their true nature. She walks into an alley looking weak and innocent. The boys take off their jackets and Wang prepares to attack. However, they use the jackets to cover a puddle so Sun can cross. Guo refuses to believe it, saying the boys aren't helping a granny cross the road. Our heroes think the exorcist will rob the granny, but then Chen shows up to help her. It turns out the granny is actually a demon, and she attacks Chen. His teammates help him, and Guo realizes his mistake and helps the exorcists defeat the demon easily. Now both groups agree on their goals because they want to get rid of all the demons invading the city recently. However, the exorcists refuse to accept Wang into their team because he looks thin and weak, and they can't guarantee his safety. Later, Chen meets with Wang and promises to include him in the team. Then he explains how he became a disgrace to his family after Wang destroyed his sword. In a flashback, Chen gets attacked by a demon and the exorcists save him. Now, Chen goes back to his office with Wang and sees the boys paying off the granny demon because they are actually conspiring with the monster. Chen is heartbroken and becomes bewitched after his teammates break his staff. Wang doesn't like what happened to his friend, so he decides to teach the exorcist team a lesson. He takes the broken staff and uses it to defeat all the demons and break down the exorcist office within seconds. Now that he's done smashing the demons, Wang has to deal with Chen, who has lost all his mental awareness and become possessed by a demon. Chen brutally attacks Wang, but Wang is careful not to kill his friend. He slowly destroys the demon and pretends to faint in front of Chen to make him feel like he saved him. However, Chen is confused to see the mess around him. The next day, one of Zhao's men, disguised as a property management employee, checks on a suspicious house. Zhao then uses a bump spout to break open the house. It turns out that multiple demons are living there, and they attack brutally like a toy. Luckily, Wang happens to be passing by, so he easily defeats all the demons. Jules' team arrives to save their sensei, but sees that all the beasts have already been cleaned up. Zhou takes all the credit for Wang's work, unaware that he's being recorded by a camera monster. After getting a bandage from his assistant, Zhao walks up to a cheering crowd, including Wang. He gives a speech about being a member of the 7-Star Squad and how he was inspired to save Shanghai from demons. He explains how he stopped the demon world from progressing into the real world through a cracked void. Zhao takes all the credit for Wang's work in the demon house. However, the lights go off, and the surveillance footage is played, revealing what actually happened when Zhao was up against the demons. A mysterious woman watches, believed to be the culprit behind this. Everyone is confused to learn that the demons were defeated by a lightning beast generated by Wang, who is in disguise. The news goes crazy, accusing Zhao of being a fraud, causing widespread public agitation and outrage. He demands to get to the bottom of this, but his boss tells him to go on vacation and takes away his badge, humiliating him. Despite this, Zhao puts on a brave face in front of his colleagues. However, the squad members seem to enjoy their time without their boss. With nothing to do, Zhao spots a mysterious figure in the rain and goes after him. Suddenly, he is attacked by demons and about to be killed, but once again, Wang comes to the rescue. Zhao learns that the overpowered hero has been manipulating his memories this whole time, leaving him feeling like a useless marionette. Wang offers Zhao a blue pill that can make the world forget what happened in the past couple of days. The other option is a red pill that can grant Zhao attention. However, he takes neither because he wants to become a hero by himself. Zhao leaves Shanghai, which works for Yoshiko, who is revealed to be the surveillance culprit from before. There's a school fest coming up, and Guo asks Chen who he wants to ask out as his date. Chen is thinking of Lin, but she accidentally drops some hot food on him on her way out. Guo laughs and reveals he's thinking about asking Yoshiko, much to Chen's surprise. However, Guo says that since no one really talks to Yoshiko, he has a fair shot. The boys get inspired to go beyond the ordinary, and Chen decides to ask Sun to the fest. As expected, he is left looking like a fool when Sun asks Wang to the fest right in front of him. Guo and Chen are both rejected by the women they want and later bump into each other. What starts out as laughter eventually ends up in pathetic crying. It's time for the fest, and Wang shows up in his costume. Sun makes an announcement about the fest, mentioning that only couples are allowed to pass through the gate. She invites Wang via the VIP entrance and tries to flirt with him. Eventually, Sun gets the courage to invite Wang into her home as her parents have gone out. Wang agrees and Sun gets excited. However, all her plans go to waste when she sees her grandpa at home. An awkward dinner follows as Grandpa asks Wang about his intentions for his granddaughter. He isn't pleased when he learns that Wang's dad is a web writer and gets upset when he hears about Wang's academic progress. Grandpa wants to banish Wang from the house, but is reminded of the son's family values and calms down. He tells Wang that he must pass 3 trials if he is to become part of the Sun family. It's time for the trend show at an amusement park. Grandpa goes first and tops the score, but Clement thinks that he could have done better if he were younger. It's Wednesday now, but he doesn't want to embarrass the old guy, so he lightly taps the hammer and still defeats him by a massive margin. Next, Lord Thunder seduces his victim in the archery section. But Grandpa stops their romance and gets into an arrow shooting contest with Wang. Wang manages to launch an arrow so fierce that it rotates around the world before hitting its target. Grandpa feels like a loser and gets angry. So he decides to go all out for the last trial, which is essentially a one-on-one battle with Wang. Sun is scared that her boyfriend will defeat her grandfather, but Wang acts composed and simply lifts the Sun family's sacred kujo, a heavy item even Grandpa was never able to lift. So he and his men bow down to Wang to acknowledge his greatness. Sun and Wang finally spend some time together. But it turns out that the sacred kajun has been stolen. Since Wang is the only one who can lift it, Grandpa lands his suspicions on him. In a flashback to the morning, Yoshiko reluctantly wakes up to her alarm and learns about the High Saints' Day, which is the fest where Sun invited Wang to come. She doesn't like that the Sun family is handling such a prestigious event and decides to make up for all her failures till now. Yoshiko tries to break into the celebrations but is told that she cannot enter as a single person. She doesn't like this but decides to choose from some available candidates to accompany her. The story changes to game mode with various options for Yoshiko. She sees Lin, Guo, and Chen, who are available for the big show. Yoshiko decides to be a little spicy and chooses Lin as her companion to the show. Lin acts shy at first, but Yoshiko manages to convince her to give it a try. That's when Lin's uncle's son shows up and asks Yoshiko if she can lend a hand with the cooking preparations for the event. Yoshiko is upset to watch all these dirty dishes, but is amazed to see Lin's dedication to her work. It's time to chop some meat, and Yoshiko realizes that being a worker is no easy feat. She tries to get more information out of Lin, but then Uncle's son sends her out to serve a giant tray of champagne. Yoshiko struggles to carry the champagne, but eventually gets the job done. Lord Thunder arrives and hits on her with some cheesy lines. However, Yoshiko is in no condition to waste her time, so she quickly destroys the champagne tower and uses this distraction to escape the playboy. She takes Lin with her to change her dress, as it gets wet from all the spilled champagne. It works in Yoshiko's favor as she gets inside the main building using this excuse. The villain uses this chance to get away from Lin and search for the Cujo. On her way, she feels an earthquake and goes to the room where Grandpa bows down to an egg. She spots the Cujo, and this is when she is believed to have taken it away. Back in the present, the 7-star members try to figure out what's going on with the Cujo, and then Lord Thunder declares Wang to be innocent because he was with Sun the entire time. After some deduction, Lord Thunder declares that an external force was able to shrink the size of the Cujo to eat red, which means that the holy item should still be there. Wang uses some common sense to suggest checking out the surveillance footage to simply spot who would have stolen the Cujo. The team goes through the footage, and that's when they see Yoshiko, who uses a sphere to destroy the camera. Now we see the villain entering a chamber, about to activate a dark force along with all her other cult followers. Yoshiko is interrupted by Sun, who keeps calling her about the Cujo. She throws her phone away and gets back to her ritual, but she and her followers get disturbed by Guo and Chen, who have started rapping to some really loud music. The lyrics are a bit excessive, but they do seem to do the trick and lure out Yoshiko. The thief blatantly denies stealing the cudgel, but the heroes call her out for being a liar. Yoshiko doesn't have time to deal with them, so she orders her goons to attack them. Chen sees the exorcist team and realizes they were working for Yoshiko the entire time. When confronted by Wang about the stolen cudgel, Yoshiko sends her demons after them, but Wang defeats them easily. In a battle, Yoshiko's scroll activates a portal, taking Wang and Yoshiko to a dormant volcano. There they face a giant spider demon. Zhuo intervenes, revealing Yoshiko's plan to sacrifice demons in the volcano to create a demon king. Yoshiko confesses to trying to steal the cudgel to strengthen her force field. Despite confusion, they decide to confront the Demon King, leading to a volcanic eruption. Chaos ensues, and the true culprit is revealed to be Froggy, who holds the cudgel. In a flashback, Zhao chases a demon and encounters Froggy, seeking aid. However, Froggy diverts him away from the demon to help his own kind. Having spent so long in the human world, Froggy forgets his demon origins, but still harbors ambitions to become the Demon King. Reflecting on being overlooked on his birthday in favor of Lin, Froggy feels he doesn't belong in the human realm. In another flashback, Froggy, weakened and alone, is rescued by a fellow demon, sparking his determination to stand against humanity's perceived evil. He rallies his fellow demons to action. Ultimately, it's revealed that Froggy, disguised as Lin, incapacitated Yoshiko to seize the cudgel. Back in the present, Froggy plans to take over the world, but he gets scared when Wang shows up. The other demons come to Froggy's rescue, but they are told to run away to save their lives. The Demon King knows he doesn't stand a chance against Wang in battles, so he decides to engage in a verbal fight with him using 3 questions. Froggy starts off with a tricky math question, but Wang is able to solve it immediately without any hesitation. Froggy is shocked by Wang's genius, so he decides to switch to a riddle. In a question about mass, Wang summons celestial bodies to solve the riddle. However, his actions nearly lead to the destruction of the human world. Recognizing this danger, Froggy concedes defeat, handing Wang the victory. But Demon Dog is not ready to give up just yet. He asks Wang about his birthday, hoping to find an edge. Wang takes his time to answer, prompting Froggy to transform into his true frog form and launch an attack. Despite his efforts, Wang effortlessly defeats him without breaking a sweat. Froggy tries to turn back time multiple times, each attempt ending in defeat. Then he resorts to turning Wang into a baby, but even this fails to stop our hero. Wang continues to overpower Froggy without showing any mercy. As a last resort, Froggy tries to merge with Wang, leading them both to be transported to a dream world. Wang discovers Froggy in tears over his current situation, prompting Wang to offer him compassion. Realizing he has no chance of defeating Wang, Froggy pleads for his fellow demons to be spared. Wang agrees, creating a new world where they can live in peace. Froggy is grateful for this and asks to serve as Wang's loyal companion. Now, all the demons live harmoniously. Meanwhile, Yoshiko shares a romantic moment with Joe. As a gesture of goodwill, Wang returns Sun's Kojo, but it proves too heavy for her to handle, leading her to fall into our hero's arms. Like, share, and subscribe for more recaps from Anime Blitz. See you soon.